Hi, my name is Gail O'Mara Nielsen, and I'm a hypnotherapist. One of the tools that I use in my practice with clients is called Emotional Freedom Technique, EFT, also known as tapping. It was created by Gary Craig many years ago, and I've been using it in my practice for over 20 years. I find it to be one of the most effective tools that I have in dealing with pretty much anything that comes up with my clients, from chronic pain to smoking, obsessive thoughts. But today, the thing I'm focusing on with EFT is sugar. From one of my recent workshops on sugar busting, this is for the attendees that were there, specifically working with sugar and the emotions and problems that come up with that. So now I'm not addressing anything about weight. This is beyond the scale. What we're talking about is all the other health impacts that sugar can have on a person and how they affect us. So the very first thing in working with emotional freedom technique is to find an intensity. You need to be experiencing something in the moment that doesn't feel good. For this purpose, it's going to be sugar. Sugar in the form of whatever sugar might be in cakes, cookies, candy, seriously, even things like ketchup and beef broth, believe it or not. All these things contain sugar, probably more than you ever thought. So the way that we begin with this process is just be still for a moment. Become aware of what emotion you're feeling at the time when you're craving sugar. Are you feeling bored? Are you feeling angry? Are you sad? Are you feeling something of craving that you can't even put a name to or a description on? That's okay. Whatever that feeling is that you don't want to feel, be very descriptive about it. So right now, I'm going to use, as an example, chocolate chip cookies. There's chocolate chip cookies sitting over there. I am starting to crave a chocolate chip cookie, but I don't want one. I have made a decision that for my life to be as healthy as it can possibly be, I don't want to eat sugar anymore. So what I'm feeling, for instance, might be just a sugar craving. Let's be really simple about this. How strong is my sugar craving on a scale of 0 to 10, with 0 being I don't crave at all, and 10 is the most intense craving you could possibly have? For this demo, I'm going to say a 6. That's, I'm craving it pretty much, but I'm not feeling to the point where I'm probably going to grab a cookie. So here I am, a 6. Okay, I've identified that it's a sugar craving. If I feel it in a particular part of my body, that might be another clue. Maybe I can feel it here in my stomach. Maybe I feel something here in my chest, a tightness in my chest. It doesn't matter what it is. That's how you're going to set it up. At the beginning of this, you're going to do a setup phrase and you're going to say it 3 times. So here's the template. Even though then fill in the blank, I deeply love and accept myself. So for this, I'm going to say, even though I am really craving one of those chocolate chip cookies, I deeply love and accept myself. And while I say that, the next step is going to be, I'm going to take these 2 fingers and I'm going to tap on the side of my hand. And I'm going to say that setup phrase that we just crafted 3 times. Even though I am really craving one of those chocolate chip cookies right now, I deeply love and accept myself. Even though I'm really craving one of those cookies right now, I deeply love and accept myself. Even though I'm craving one of those cookies right now, I deeply love and accept myself. Next, we're going to take those same 2 fingers and we're going to tap on 8 different acupressure points on the body, firmly enough so that you don't bruise yourself, but you can feel that, something's happening. And you're going to say a brief reminder phrase. In this case, it's going to be this craving. So you can use right hand, left hand, and you can tap on the right or left side of the body. Doesn't matter, works just as well. Say those words out loud. Here we go. Right here's the first point, this craving. Then right here, this craving. Right here on the bony part, this craving, this craving, this craving, this craving. This is about 2 fingers width below my collarbone. About 4 inches from the armpit, this craving. And top of the head, right on the crown, this craving. All right, now that is 1 round of tapping. Pretty quick, right? Doesn't take much time to just change your emotions like that. But now we want to go, we had a 6 as far as our intensity of that craving went. So now we want to evaluate what am I at now? Hypothetically, I'll say I'm at a 3. Okay, so it went from a 6 down to a 3, but it isn't a 0 yet. And I'm assuming that you want it to be a 0. I know I would. So we're just going to do another round of tapping. We don't have to come back to where we said the setup phrase. All we have to do is the tapping points again. This craving I have. And you can change the wording a little if you'd like. The last of this craving. I can let this craving go. This craving I feel. This craving for a cookie. This craving I feel. This craving I feel. And let go of this craving now. Right on the crown here. All right, that's a second round of tapping. Now you can evaluate on that scale of 0 to 10. Where is your craving for a cookie? If it's not at a 0, simply all you need to do is continue on all the way through all the points again, saying your reminder phrase until you get to a 0, and it will get to a 0. There's only a couple of things that might prevent this from working as well as we would expect. One of those things is if you're not hydrated, if you haven't drank enough water. We are electrical beings, and we need water to conduct that electricity in our system. So that will stop this from working as effectively as it would if you were sufficiently hydrated. The second thing that might stop this from working is electromagnetic frequencies, EMFs, that are in the environment around us. And they're there all the time. These are things like cell phone signals, Wi-Fi, anything at all, 5G towers, all that stuff is floating around invisibly in the air around us. Again, we're electrical. The frequencies that are coming from these devices are interfering with the electric foundation, if you will, of what our bodies and our brains, the way that we function. So just move to a different area. If a corner of the room that you're doing it in is causing you trouble, you're not seeing results, move to a different part of the room or move to a different room entirely. Play around with it, but you'll find that really those are the only 2 things that are going to stop this from working very well. So that being said, what happens if you get, from a 6 and you got down to a 2, but now you're realizing that you don't have that sugar craving anymore, that craving for that cookie, but you're angry. You feel angry and you don't know why. You don't need to know why, but you feel angry. That is a new issue. In that instance, what you want to do is define that anger. If you know what you're angry at, that's fine. Craft that into your setup phrase. Even though I'm angry because so-and-so said this to me, I deeply love and accept myself. 3 times. This anger, this anger, this anger. And go through the process again on the anger instead of the sugar craving. Most likely, that was probably an underlying factor or a component of that craving for sugar. So I hope this is enough to educate you about how you can really change your life around sugar. And of course, this can apply to anything. It can apply to smoking, any addictions. It can deal with anxieties, stresses, anything at all. Just identify what that thing is that you don't want to feel and tap on it. It's that easy. Thanks for tuning in. I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and click the notify icon to be notified of any future videos that I post. And as always, you can find me at zeropointhypnosis.com. My name is Gail O'Mara Nielsen, and I'm happy to be here to help you with your cravings. Bye now.